It's been a long time since I have been talking to him. I have discussed bikes, cars, F1, memes, everything with him. And since the day I started this podcast, I always had in mind to bring him on the podcast someday. Because he is someone who has a lot of knowledge regarding the Indian motorcycle market, and he has also got lots of knowledge regarding motorsports. Moreover, he has participated and held great positions in various races. So we have tried to break down his journey with cars and bikes with racing on tracks on this episode of Shift with Motor Drift. So welcome Jishnu Bhaiya. Glad to have you on the podcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here as well.
So Bhaiya, this is a question which I ask everyone on this podcast. Describe your journey of
Mhm.
becoming a petrol head.
Well, to be honest, I've been a petrol head from my very childhood because, my father is also a petrol head and he loves cars and bikes. So I remember when I was a kid, rather, I would say when I was not even born, my father had three bikes, one scooter, and one car.
Hmm.
Right. So when he was 27, he was having three bikes, one scooter, and one car. All of them he bought it with his own money, and back then it was kind of a achievement for anybody to even get their own bike. But
Yes, mate.
so that is how I got it, and I was pretty interested. And he used to watch Formula One back then,
Hmm.
and I very clearly remember Schumacher driving. And MotoGP was not broadcasted back then, if I
Hmm.
remember right. So we couldn't really watch it. But when I kind of grew up when I was, say, from 2003 and 4.
Hmm.
So from that time, I have been watching MotoGP and F1, obviously, as my father would watch. I would watch with him, and that is how I got into the scene of racing as well.
Hmm.
And cars, as I said, I have like I eat, sleep, read everything about cars and bikes and motorsports. So you can say that I love them so much that I always only discuss about them. Even when I put up examples, they are related to cars or bikes.
Yeah, Bhaiya.
So
Every
that
day
is
I see
how
your
I am.
WhatsApp stories. I see your WhatsApp status updates. They are all always regarding cars and bikes.
Yeah, it's not like I want to show off to people, but
No.
it's like, I want to share the knowledge because, when you share knowledge, it only increases.
Yeah, it's just that
And
we are too much excited regarding these things.
exactly. So I'm always excited to, to share. And
Hmm.
moreover, if somebody else also buys a car or a
Hmm.
bike, I
Hmm.
am so excited because I feel that, okay, that person has bought a car which I recommended. So
Hmm.
I must know how he feels and
Hmm.
what are his experiences.
Hmm.
So this is how things go.
Yes. So Bhaiya, just like tell us something about the car or the bike or whatever it was that sparked the interest within you of becoming a petrol ad. That particular car or bike, if you might
Well,
remember.
when yeah, so I remember many bikes from my childhood, right? So I was not a biker, to be honest, or
Hmm.
anyone who liked bikes
Hmm.
a lot, but I was more into cars. So we did have a Padmini Premier,
Hmm.
right? So that car was a very nice car, but it had its own share of niggles, and it was not, I would say, unreliable, but it was old.
Hmm.
As you know, that chassis engine, everything was made at an era when, even I think my father was a kid,
Hmm.
right? So my father changed the engines and all that. So that was our first car. However, it was very emotionally connected with us.
Hmm.
So that is one car which really got me into the scene.
Hmm.
And for the bike, we had one Yezdi, one RX 100, one KB 100, and one Chetak.
Hmm.
Like everybody had one Chetak.
Hmm.
So the bike I connected the most with was the Kawasaki KB 100.
Hmm.
And that's the bike I actually remember, sitting on most of the time
Hmm.
because my that was my dad's favorite bike as well.
Hmm.
And that was the only bike which actually had the rev counter.
Hmm.
The RX and the SD did not really have it.
Hmm.
So it was very intriguing for me to see that, okay, there is something that's called RPM, and
Hmm.
it actually changes. Obviously, when you are a kid, you don't really know about it, but
Hmm.
then you get an idea. Okay, this is the RPM my father changes at, and those were two-stroke bikes,
Hmm.
so they were really fast as well. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
sitting behind my father, and he used to go to drop me to school.
Hmm.
and he would overtake everybody because KB100 was a fast bike indeed. It
Hmm.
was an underdog. It was
Hmm.
I feel it was much better than the RX 100, but it never got the recognition.
Hmm.
But yeah, that is what I have multiple memories of my childhood, very fond memories.
Great to hear
So
that.
the
Yeah.
Fiat Premier, yeah, the
Hmm.
Fiat Premier, Padmini, and the KB100 would be the ones which actually sparked the fire in me.
All of these bikes and cars being the legends in their own ages when they were
I'm
launched.
100. Yes.
Hmm. Now, Via, recently Ducati unveiled the 2021 Monster. It has lost some
Mhm.
weight, gained a bit of power, and it has a new frame as well. So, what do you think about it losing all of its classic elements?
Well, see, Monster was all about being a naked.
Hmm.
Monster never had a philosophy that, it has to have these particular elements.
Hmm.
The main philosophy of a Monster is it should be a naked which would be really fun to ride.
Hmm.
Over the years, what happened was it actually did gain a lot of weight and it looked much bulky.
Hmm.
It
Muscle.
was like a weight lifter. Yeah,
Yeah.
it gained a lot of muscle, a lot of weight in real terms as well.
Hmm.
But now the 2020 iteration, it's like that athletic uh, genes have been enhanced,
Hmm.
and it has lost a lot of weight and it's all now cut and slim. It has
Hmm.
cut down the fat and it's
Hmm.
slim and it
Hmm.
can run for long distances.
Hmm.
So if I'm not wrong, the bike weighs only around 166 kilos weight,
Yes, Via.
and the power it makes is around 111 horsepower, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yes, Via. Two
And
horsepower more than the previous generation.
that's right. And yeah, and the torque is around 90, I guess, 90, 93, 95,
Hmm.
something like that,
Hmm.
because that is
Hmm.
what the torque range is of that,
Hmm.
segment. And if you see, the bike looks spectacular. I really like how they have designed this
Hmm.
one because right now it has to compete with other bikes, such as, say, KTM Duke,
Hmm.
the Z900,
The Triumph Triple R
the
RS.
triple RS.
Hmm.
So they are, continuously developing new bikes.
Hmm.
And Monster as a whole was a very good bike, but it was old. The basic
Hmm.
chassis, the frame, everything was old. But the
Hmm.
new one gets a new hang frame. That's called a hang frame from the Ducati V4. Not
Hmm.
from it, but inspired from it.
Hmm.
How the first time we saw it was the Ducati V4,
Hmm.
and the frame is actually working very well on those, super sports bike. So I'm
Yes,
very
Via.
sure that it will be working very well on this one as well.
Hmm.
And the electronics package on Ducatis are untouchable right now.
Hmm.
People might say they are, they have issues with electronics, but no, they are the thing of a past. Now they have sorted things out,
Hmm.
and Ducati electronics are so much ahead of the competition. The only thing that can actually, needs reach somewhere near about is maybe the BMW M1000 RR. Apart
Hmm.
from that, I do not see anyone even closing the gap with Ducati. And
Hmm.
coming to the headlight of the Monster, it actually looks like the MV Agusta if you
Hmm.
see it very closely.
Yeah, Via.
So if you see the MV Dragster, it kind of looks like the
Hmm.
previous generation of that bike.
Yeah, the Brutal and the Agusta.
The
Yeah.
Brutale, yeah,
Yeah.
MV Agusta, the Dragster, which was based on
Hmm.
the Brutale
Hmm.
itself.
Hmm.
So if you see, the Monster actually looks like that. And to be fair, I don't mind that look
Hmm.
because it looks so classy. And
Hmm.
especially in the red color, the red and black, it is absolutely menacing.
Yeah, yeah. It looks modern yet futuristic.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
with the
looks
headlight.
modern, futuristic, as well
Hmm.
as classy. See, they
Hmm.
don't really have those gaudy stickers
Hmm.
anywhere. You
Hmm.
don't see that, sorry, you don't see those large amount of stickering or,
Hmm.
those wacky paint schemes. They have
Hmm.
classy colors like red, black, black, red. That's it.
Hmm.
That's the
Hmm.
combo if you want dual tone, and
Hmm.
you pay extra for that.
Hmm.
But if you want graphics, they can do it, but they don't do it from the factory because it was never
Hmm.
intended to be released that way.
Hmm.
So that is what I really like about Ducatis. Their bikes are clean, minimalistic,
Hmm.
and they look awfully nice.
Hmm. And we are they are not all about just power and talk. They are about the best riders engagement.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I have ridden multiple Japanese bikes and European bikes, so
Hmm.
I like European bikes more,
Hmm.
just because they connect with the rider more than the Japanese bikes. The Japanese bikes are silky smooth.
Hmm.
I don't want a smooth bike. If I wanted a smooth bike, I would rather get a car.
Hmm.
I need a bike to feel what's going on underneath the seat.
Hmm.
I, there are vibrations, I understand, but
Hmm.
vibrations you can. I'm not that kind of a person who will get a tourer motorcycle. I'm a kind
Hmm.
of a person who will get a naked or a super sport to enjoy on the track or on the street.
Hmm.
If I wanted a very smooth tourer motorcycle, I would get the BMW GS, which is the most famous ADV motorcycle out there in the world right now
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
multiple years.
Hmm. And it's been
So
dominating the
that's the thing.
segment.
Yeah. So I really like the Europeans just because they connect more with the riders.
Hmm.
Maybe people say they're unreliable and all that, but end of the day, if you actually search properly, you will see the number of Japanese, automobiles. Their failure rate is as much as Europeans, but half of the people are not reporting it, or most
Hmm.
of the people don't want to report it, saying no, that's all right, I'll get it fixed.
Hmm.
So this is the basic scenario here.
And we are like in the Indian bike market, there is always a tough competition going on between, TVS and Bajaj in the street bikes, in the cruisers, everywhere. So, like, what do you think about that competition?
Competition is good. Why not? Like
Hmm.
end of the day, customers will receive a better product.
Hmm.
We have to understand it's a win-win situation for the customer
Hmm.
because if you take the market of 2009,
Hmm.
we had the Apache 180,
Hmm.
Pulsar 220, Pulsar 180, but we
Hmm.
never had the 200 NS or the RS or
Hmm.
the Duke 200 or
Hmm.
Duke 125 or nobody else was there.
Hmm.
The largest bike that TVS was making was the RTI 180, and the largest bike Bajaj was making was Pulsar 220,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So they will have competition. Competition is good, and I really expect these two companies to do well rather than the Japanese because they are making awfully bad products right now.
Hmm.
You see, the only good Japanese product right now present in the market in the bike segment, which is affordable, is the
Hmm.
R15 and the MT15 because
Hmm.
basically they both are the same bikes
Hmm.
and they're really fun to ride. I would not say no. But
Hmm.
apart from that, if you see the Gixxer 250 is good, but it's very neutral.
Hmm.
150 is just about okay.
Hmm.
Hero Extreme 160R, I really cannot comment yet because I have not ridden it.
Hmm.
Right, but the pillion seat does not look very friendly for the pillion.
Hmm.
Apart from that, you show me other bikes which are fun. There aren't many.
Hmm. Most popular being the Apache series, the naked one.
Yeah,
Fun.
the Apaches are, yeah, they are fun in the sense I would still pick the old Apaches over the new Apaches because new Apaches are very smooth and they are
Hmm.
sophisticated.
Hmm.
And Apaches shouldn't be sophisticated. They are meant to
Hmm.
be ridden like hooligans. I
Hmm.
have had the old 180 as well, and
Hmm.
it was a hoot to ride. It was an amazing bike. I sold it off because I did not really have the space, neither I was riding.
Hmm.
So I sold it off in 2019 September or October.
Hmm.
But if you ask me, I would still pick the 2V models because they are much more fun and they want to kill you immediately if you make a mistake, unlike the 4V models.
So you want that fear of, like the bike trying to kill you when you ride it.
That is what the
Hmm.
main engagement is all
Hmm.
about. See,
Adrenaline rush.
everyone can make a bike, go fast in a straight line. But if you take it to the corner, you will understand that which bike actually handles well, which doesn't.
Hmm.
180 and the 160 old models, they handle really well, but they are
Hmm.
very unstable.
Hmm.
But if you get a hold of how to corner with them, you can corner with every modern bike out there.
Hmm.
But you will never get the feel of that fear that, okay, the tires might slip out anytime, or the tail
Hmm.
might kick out, or the front might wash out.
Hmm.
You don't get that with the new bikes. They
Hmm.
are much more sophisticated. You just fall. You just reach the limit and you fall. On those, you are scared from the starting to the ending.
Hmm.
And you know what exactly the front and the rear of the bikes are doing.
Hmm. Moreover, Via, I think that these bikes demand skills from the rider. They are not just,
Yes, that
bikes that anyone can ride.
that's what I'm saying. See,
Hmm.
most of them can ride in a straight line. Ask them
Hmm.
to corner, you will understand
Hmm.
like how difficult it is to ride. But new modern bikes are much easier to ride, which
Hmm.
is a very good thing for the new riders. But if you ask how to develop skills, I would still pick the old bikes just because they polish you a lot more than the new ones do.
Hmm. So,
So
Bhaiya, since you have owned and ridden several Apaches from the previous generations as well, where is the Apache lineup, like currently heading towards? What does the future look like for the Apache lineup?
to be honest, I don't really know much about what the company is planning to do,
Hmm.
right? Uh, but I would definitely say that they are heading towards a very correct direction, a good
Hmm.
direction, because you see where they started from. They started from the Apache 150 E-Surge,
Hmm.
right? That was a very basic model with 240 disc at the front.
Hmm.
Now, at today's date, we get almost 220 240 disc at the rear for the Apache 200 and the RR 310.
Hmm.
And the RR 310 being their flagship right now, you just go see the bike and you realize how nicely they have actually made the bike, and it has everything that you need and
Hmm.
probably more.
Hmm.
See, people might think the KTM RC sells more, but that's not the case.
Hmm.
When you actually see the sales figures,
Hmm.
KTM never releases the single figures of the RC and the Duke and the or the ADV. They release
Hmm.
a consolidated figure
Hmm.
of all the three combined.
Hmm.
But TVS does release
Hmm.
that they have sold 3, 400, 500 bikes this month, or 281, 296.
Hmm.
That itself is a very clear indication that they know they're selling the most bikes for that particular segment.
Hmm.
It might not be the quickest in the straight line, but I know for a fact that that bike is much faster
Hmm.
around the lap, because when you go around the lap, the power is not everything that you require.
Hmm.
And it's not me who's saying that. You can check Autocar India's timings.
Hmm.
Autocar India has actually ridden it with Rajni Krishnan, and he has clocked faster timing on the RR310 than the RC390 2016 with W rated tires and slipper clutch,
Hmm.
which in fact is a BS3 bike, and this
Hmm.
was a BS4 bike.
Hmm.
And BS3 to BS4, there was a lot of performance hamper,
Hmm.
though RR310 never came out as a BS3 bike.
Hmm.
So as you were asking, they are going heading towards a very right direction. I
Hmm.
hope they bring out an ADV very soon,
Hmm.
because that is what the market is demanding right now.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter if the ADV is good or not, but if people see an ADV, they are very excited.
Hmm.
People see the ADV 390, which is very confused, if you ask me.
Yeah, Bhaiya.
They are very happy.
Hmm.
250, very happy.
Hmm.
GS310, even happier now with the price cut.
Hmm.
Himalayan, of course, is a very nice
Hmm.
bike.
Hmm.
The X Pulse, very nice though underpowered.
Hmm.
People are very happy.
Hmm.
TVS is, missing out on such a big market right now
Hmm.
that I can't even, start to imagine if they actually start selling 200cc or 250cc ADVs
Hmm.
with very good specs
Hmm.
on paper as well as real world
Hmm.
performance. I don't know where that is going to, go.
Hmm. Because we are TVS and Bajaj are, the face of the Indian motorcycle market, and they should launch an ADV soon.
Absolutely. And even I'm surprised that Bajaj is also not launching an ADV.
Hmm.
Even though that they have a lot of resources, TVS has a lot of resources. I understand TVS launches very slowly.
Hmm.
They do a lot of research. They make sure their products are almost, perfect, and then they will
Hmm.
launch it. But that's too late.
Hmm.
But Bajaj is known to launch bikes like it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
They launch new bikes like as if they are just clothes,
Hmm.
right? How we change clothes, they launch bikes like that. They launched the NS200, AS200, RS200, and whatnot.
Hmm.
There was a point of time when all the three bikes were available and people
Hmm.
did not know which one to buy. But
Hmm.
yet they are not making any adventure bike which was actually capable of doing going off road
Hmm.
right now when the market demands it. They have made the Dominar, but it's not an off road bike. It's just a cruiser.
Just a tourer.
Not even a tourer. It's a
Hmm.
cruiser.
Hmm.
Tourer motorcycles are much more relaxed. Dominar is
Hmm.
not relaxed per se,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it does not even have a windshield. It has a very small fly screen, which is not.
Hmm.
I wouldn't call it a tourer. It's a cruiser bike. You can
Hmm.
cruise on it,
Hmm.
but people tour on it. You can tour on any bike.
Hmm.
But if you ask me, that falls into the cruiser segment.
Hmm. And to increase the sale, they have also launched the Domina 250.
Of course.
Hmm.
See, Bajaj is here to do business, right?
Hmm.
And I think it was last week when they were known as the world's largest two-wheeler maker or something, or
Hmm.
India's with the 1 lakh crore capital,
Hmm. India's, I guess.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, India's. So they are here to make money. Nobody's
Hmm.
here for any kind of charity. So
Hmm.
they have to understand that a company, when they launch a product, they are here to make money.
Hmm.
They will not, launch just because people want it. They will launch it because they
Hmm.
want money.
Hmm. So, Bhaiya, TVS had unveiled the Zeppelin a few years ago, and it's a modern yet
Mhm.
futuristic looking cruiser bike, and it will hit the showrooms this year. Do you think it will be able to give the Bajaj Avenger a tough competition, or it might even overtake it in terms of sales number?
If you ask me, I'm not very sure about this one because I'm
Hmm.
not even sure that it will be launched this year because TVS has never said anything about the launch. We know it
Hmm.
has been trademarked,
Hmm.
but TVS trademarks a lot of things.
Hmm.
But it definitely doesn't mean it will be launching this year. But if they launch a cruiser, which is better than the Avenger, Avenger sells, but it
Hmm.
doesn't sell in huge numbers. We have
Hmm.
to be very,
Hmm.
very particular about that.
Hmm.
But yeah, people are wanting to buy cruisers, but not as much as they want a naked or a ADV.
Hmm.
Right. So if you ask me if what about Avenger, I'm 100% sure it will beat the Avenger
Hmm.
because the Avenger doesn't really have anything much to beat.
Hmm.
It does not really make insane amount of power. Neither
Hmm.
it's insanely good looking. Neither
Hmm.
is it an insane tourer.
Hmm.
Neither is the rear suspension good.
Hmm.
Neither it's full of electronics.
Hmm.
Neither it has features which will lure the customer that okay, this
Hmm.
thing is really good in features,
Hmm.
and the price is also not that less either,
Hmm.
right? So it's an easy thing to beat. It's
Hmm.
nothing
Hmm.
not a much of a hard job here.
Hmm.
So they can
Hmm.
do it easily. But
Hmm.
next would be making something which would create their own segment, like the Royal Enfield did with the Meteor 350 or the Honda Highness.
Hmm.
People are buying those bikes even though there are only 35 showrooms in India
Hmm.
which sell that bike, or 40 showrooms, I'm not sure what the
Hmm.
number is, but people are buying it. So they
Hmm.
need to do something like that. I know TVS doesn't have a lot of fan following
Hmm.
like the Japanese, but I can assure you one thing, that from my experience what I have seen is TVS products are much better made than other products, and they
They are
very well work.
reliable.
TVS company,
They're
they are
reliable.
very reliable, and TVS as a company knows it very very well that
Hmm.
we make much better products than other. But it's all right.
Hmm.
Maybe our marketing doesn't want to express any kind of views on that, so but
Hmm.
we'll probably let it go.
Because I have personally experienced the reliability of TVS scooters. My father bought a
Mhm,
TVS Vigo in 2010 and is still
mhm.
running smooth AF in 2021. It's been 11 years
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Hmm.
TVS always tries to fix certain issues which customer faces, like
Hmm.
initially itself, or they
Hmm.
would have fixed it during testing itself.
Hmm.
Because I've read a lot of reports and I've heard from people,
Hmm.
from ex employees, that they work really hard and they don't really launch any half baked stuff.
Hmm.
Because if you can still take a 160 RTR or a 180 RTR, you
Hmm.
ask the owner what engine work has been done, and he would definitely say nothing.
Hmm.
Most of them, I say maybe 90-95% would say no, the engine is still running stock. All I have
Hmm.
changed is probably oil, sprocket, and whatever normal consumables are.
Hmm.
So old TVS customers always tend to buy the TVS product itself. Yes, service might not be the best.
Hmm.
Like, we have to understand this is India. Service is not the best in any of the companies,
Hmm.
because a guy from KTM leaves and he comes to TVS. The other TVS guy leaves, goes to Yamaha. Yamaha guy goes to KTM. So it's a circle.
Hmm.
End of the day, but the people are the same. So
Hmm.
service is just a matter of your luck, how your
Hmm.
luck is.
And yeah, I guess like this is the reason why like TVS customers always tend to go for TVS again and again. My father even wants to go for the Ntorq again, not any other brand's scooter.
Exactly. So first of all, see, it's like, I wouldn't say this, but it's more like the Apple products are.
Hmm.
Most people want to buy iPhone because it's an Apple product.
Hmm.
They feel, okay, this will be very nice, even if they are not nice.
Hmm.
Right? So if you take the example of TVS, I'm giving because TVS is doing good things, and
Hmm.
Torque is actually the one of the best 125cc scooters right now,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So it's priced very well. It has all the features, even though it has very gaudy graphics in the race edition. I don't really
Hmm.
like the graphics, but
Hmm.
it's a good scooter.
Hmm.
Like, I will personally not want a digital meter with all that race spec thing,
Hmm.
because it's a scooter. We don't do all that race
Hmm.
telemetry,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So, but yeah, if it's there for free, I don't mind it.
Hmm. It sounds good too,
So
the base
it
RPM.
sounds really good.
Hmm. For
Yeah,
a scooter.
it for a scooter, the idle is really really nice, and
Hmm.
even when you rev it, it's pretty good. I
Hmm.
have personally, I think the idle sound of the Ntorq is better than the RR310.
Hmm. Moreover, the features that come with it, like the Bluetooth, the navigation, and the light uh, in the storage space, all of those things
That's right.
just make it more customer friendly.
That's right. Because see, scooter is a segment where people want more features
Hmm.
rather than power,
Hmm.
but they also want the scooter to go at 80 kilometers per hour when they want it to,
Hmm.
without struggling.
Hmm.
So these are the things that they have kept in mind, and they have designed a very well-rounded package.
Hmm.
They did not really go too, for the old customer. Neither they went too youthfully like the Apri- the Aprilia
Hmm.
125 is or the 150 is.
Hmm.
So they hit a perfect balance between the new age and the old age guys.
Moreover, the Ntorq editions that they have launched with those Avengers graphic would, I guess, appeal to the younger audience more.
Well, I really hope that kind of graphics doesn't appeal to the Indians, because we don't really want that kind of customers in India, because
Hmm.
we should go for classy products.
Hmm.
We shouldn't be buying all those graphics and all that, how you get it from a normal local sticker shop. I
Hmm.
know Yamaha has launched a FZ 25 with those kind of Marvel edition as well.
Hmm.
I'm very sure, like, not very sure. I know they have launched, but nobody has covered it for some reason.
Hmm.
But that looks very tacky as well.
Hmm.
But if it works, good for the company.
Yeah.
Why not? As
Hmm.
I told you, nobody's here for charity.
Hmm.
They want to
Hmm.
earn money,
Hmm.
and why wouldn't they?
I guess maybe it may be a marketing move, you know.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
definitely done by the marketing. R&D will not even bother
Hmm.
to even ask, like, why did you put Marvel stickers on my such a nice fancy scooter that I made for you?
Mhm. So now, Bhaiya, let's come to KTM. Like, it's been 9 years
Mhm,
since KTM entered in India with the Duke, and over time it has managed to have a good fan and brand following. But as time has
right.
passed, their bikes are becoming more and more expensive. Even the 125cc cost like 1.72 lakhs on the road. So do you think they have a
Mhm.
sustainable future in India? Will they be able to exist?
See, first of all, they will definitely exist.
Hmm.
KTM has built a fan base which will stay,
Hmm.
right? So it was like the RX 100 back in the days in 90s or 80s,
Hmm.
and then in the 2010 onwards, it was like the Duke 390 or the 200. Because
Hmm.
when they launched the bikes initially, they were very fast,
Hmm.
and the Duke 200 was, I think, 136 kilos or something, or
Hmm.
139 kilos.
Hmm.
Even though now it's 161 kilos, and with
Hmm.
BS6 it's become tremendously slow.
Hmm.
But people don't understand all that.
Hmm.
People say it's a Duke, it must be fast.
Hmm.
It's fast. It is quick, not fast.
Hmm.
It's quick. Even the Duke 125.
Hmm.
People are seeing that 125cc looks like a 200, has all the features of the 200. The
Hmm.
only thing that's different is the 125, so I'll go for it.
Hmm.
And 14 bhp, it makes similar power to all the other 150cc FZ, Suzuki,
Hmm.
Honda, whatever they produce.
Hmm.
The only thing that actually beats the Duke 125 in a drag and top speed is the RTR 160 4V and the
Hmm.
2V. Those are the two only bikes which actually beat it. Apart from those two, there are no other bikes in
Hmm.
the 150cc which actually beats them. I'm not
Hmm.
talking about the R15, I'm talking about the air cooled motorcycles.
Hmm.
So So people will think, okay, why not? I will go for a KTM and
Mhm.
I'll probably, it will still be quicker, even though it might not be, but we will think. And as
Mhm.
I told, KTM as a brand, it has been in India from 9 years now. They have built a lot of showrooms. Their
Mhm.
reachability is much better.
Mhm.
So they can sell a lot many bikes. Even though BS6, as I said, has made, huge changes, uh, you know, in terms of how the motorcycle ride,
Mhm.
especially the Duke and the RC series. The bikes are completely different. If you ride a 2012 Duke 200 and ride a 2021 Duke
Mhm.
200, you
Mhm.
will be baffled to know feel the difference
Mhm.
that the emission norms have made.
Mhm. Now here, the Duke 790 had been launched by KTM a few months ago,
Mhm.
but it's not on sale anymore. It basically the sales number, didn't catch up much, and it basically people are saying that it failed. So what are your opinions on that? Because of the price.
Look, no, 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 no. It was launched for a very good price. In the end, they were selling it
Hmm.
for, I think, 6.99 lakhs or even lesser.
Hmm.
So that's not the case. 790 was launched. People
Hmm.
were very happy.
Hmm.
KTM was very happy, but KTM had plans to launch the 890. So
Hmm.
they discontinued the 790 from the international market.
Hmm.
So and in India there is the BS6 norms, that's Euro
Hmm.
5 kicking in, and they did not have it ready. And Euro 5 is obviously going to make the bikes more expensive.
Hmm.
790 as a bike, it did not fail because
Hmm.
it was a niche product which actually
Hmm.
sold in limited number.
Hmm.
Niche products are like Rolls Royce. Would you say Rolls Royce is a failure in India? No,
No.
right? It's not like Maruti Suzuki selling 1 lakh cars a month. It's not like that. They sell very few of them because that is how they are built.
Hmm.
And in India, a 790cc bike is a niche product.
Hmm.
Even a 300cc bike is a niche
Niche
product.
product.
Anything which goes beyond 250cc liquid cooled engine, it's a very niche product, and nobody wants to pay 2.5 lakhs for it. And
Hmm.
here we are talking about 6, 7, 8 lakhs.
Hmm.
But
Cause.
all of them were sold.
Hmm. Cause in that price
They
era,
never
people start to think about cars more than bikes.
exactly.
Hmm.
People say, okay, why would I get this? I'll probably get a bike.
Hmm.
Sorry, get a car.
Hmm. That's
I,
the
I'll
mentality.
I'll get two seats, a bike.
Hmm.
No, I'll probably get a Swift, or
Hmm.
I'll get a Baleno, or
Hmm.
I'll get a i20 for
Hmm.
that price. Or I'll get a Nexon, or I'll get an Actros. You know
I
what
will
I'm
get a
saying, right?
roof. I will get a roof. I will get two more seats. I will get radio. I will
Yeah,
get AC.
too much. Correct. Why should I buy a bike? When it rains, I'm going to get wet. And nobody's going to bother with the bike after 2 years. I'll
Mm,
get a car. Everyone will have a, safe future. I will be safer and all that kind of
mm.
thing.
It will be good for family and all. These things start kicking in.
Exactly.
Huh.
Exactly. And see, to be honest, when you are planning to buy a 8, 9 lakh, 10 lakh rupee product,
Mm,
you are not at that age of 22 or 23.
mm,
There are only few people who can actually, afford to spend 10 lakh rupee at the age of 22,
mm,
unless and until they are, backed by their parents or
mm,
somebody else.
mm.
As a
That too on a
person,
bike.
as an working,
Mm,
correct. So as an working individual,
mm,
it's very hard. Like you at least have to be 28, 29 to afford that kind of money and then go ahead and buy a car
mm.
or a
Buy it
bike.
through your own
It's
money.
so expensive. Exactly.
Mm,
And looking at the salaries in India,
mm,
it's not possible for a fresher to buy a 8 lakh, 9 lakh, 10 lakh rupee car
mm.
or a
Abhiya,
bike.
mm. Abhiya, what's the best big bike in India according to you? If you had to recommend to someone who is just starting on, big bikes.
It all depends, like
Mm,
what kind of big bikes you want.
mm,
There are multiple bikes which you can start on, but see, anybody from a RC 390 Duke, 390 RR 310 Ninja 300 R3 and all that.
mm,
So they should probably jump into something like a 650, 700, 750cc range,
mm.
or max to max a 900 Z900. That's a nice bike as well,
Great
right?
bike.
So yeah, it's a not a great bike, but it's a
Mm,
nice bike. It is not very light. It's
mm,
very heavy. If you actually see,
mm,
it's very heavy.
mm,
When you ride a bike, the weight is a big factor.
mm,
You feel the weight. You can't really turn in so quick, and the heavier the bike gets, the confidence becomes lesser as well.
mm.
So if you ask me, if I had to personally upgrade,
Hmm.
I would probably get the Street Triple RS or the Suzuki 750, which is
Hmm.
not available again.
Hmm.
Or I'll get, if I wanted the cheapest option, I'll probably get a Z650 or the Ninja 650. But then again, if I had to get those, I would
Hmm.
probably wait and get the RS or the Street Triple S or the
Hmm.
R, which are not very expensive. They are like 7.5, 8 lakh rupees extra.
Hmm. So
Like
we
if you
are.
want a
Hmm. Hmm.
very good, not a beginner superbike, but a
Hmm.
mid-range superbike, I would probably definitely say that please go ahead and try the Street Triple R or the S
Hmm.
because those
Hmm.
are amazingly good bikes.
Hmm. Don't just directly jump onto liter bikes.
Do not, because
Hmm.
it will definitely kill you.
And it will be
There's
harmful
no
for everyone.
not harmful. It will definitely kill you.
Hmm.
You will kill somebody and you will also die because
Hmm.
the amount of power they have,
Hmm.
you don't have the reaction times to it. To be honest, if you ask me, I will not buy a 1000cc bike right now
Hmm.
because I don't have the reaction times for that. Even
Hmm.
though I've been riding and racing from such a long time, I will definitely take smaller steps
Hmm.
and be sure that I'm confident on this one. The next step would be something bigger where I am more confident, and then I would go to a liter class
Hmm.
because liter class bikes are insanely powerful.
Hmm.
They make 212 horsepower,
Hmm.
215 horsepower at the wheels,
Hmm. And
which
212
weighs say
horsepower
around
in a bike which weighs around just 170 kgs is mad.
insane.
Hmm.
It's nothing less than insanity. The first gear does 160, 170. What are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
expecting?
that is the thing. And then you have five more gears to go up to.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Now, Bhaiya, why did Benelli fail in India?
There is no service backup.
Hmm.
Products are bad. They sound good, but the product's performance is very bad.
Hmm.
They had the 302.
Hmm.
It performed like a 200cc. They had the TNT 300, overpriced, heavy, no
Hmm.
service, expensive.
Hmm.
They had the TRK 500 or something.
Adventure.
Again, heavy as, yeah, heavy as hell.
Hmm.
No service, priced insane,
Hmm.
no showrooms. Why will it, sell?
Hmm.
You at least give something. Either make the bike insanely good,
Hmm.
and then you ask the people, okay, this is the bike. We do not have the service, but we are working on it. We will get you more dealers as well.
Hmm.
But if your bike is the product itself is not great,
Hmm.
then how will you sell it? You have this, what is that 600? TNT 600.
TNT 600 was their flagship.
Yeah, not
Inline
flagship.
4.
They had the TNT 899 also. Yeah.
In India, I guess. Okay.
No, they had the larger bikes as well.
Hmm.
But those XBHP had one.
Hmm.
So I've seen that bike personally. It was
Hmm.
great looking bike.
Hmm.
Sounded so nice.
Hmm.
But no service.
After sales service sucks.
Yeah, and the performance was not great. For say 16, 17 lakhs, you will
Hmm.
get such amazing bikes now in
Hmm.
India. You will get a Panigale V2 for that ex-showroom price.
Hmm. Now,
Or you
Bhaiya,
will get
when
the Ducati
yeah.
Super Sport or
Hmm.
Telstar Strada or Ducati Monster. You will get all these bikes. Why not those? Or the
Hmm.
BMW, there are multiple X900 SR or the X900R or
Hmm.
S900 XR. So you get all these models. You can get those.
Now, Bhaiya, why has been Kawasaki been so successful in India
Brand
with their
name.
bikes?
Brand name.
Hmm.
Japanese people have a lot of brand name,
Hmm.
and people think buying Japanese bikes is very less expensive to maintain,
Hmm.
which is not the case. You can see the sorry to move away from the particular brand. You can see how much the Honda Africa Twin kill switch costs. It
Hmm.
costs around 11 or 12,000 rupees, and that was
Hmm.
defective. So many people had to pay it from their own pocket and get
Hmm.
that rectified. That's not cheap,
Hmm.
right? And coming back to Kawasaki, it was because it was a name Kawasaki.
Hmm.
People think Kawasaki does not make motorcycle; they make aeroplanes.
Uh-huh.
So that is how the imagination is. Like even if they buy a Kawasaki 300, the green color, people think, "Oh my God, it's such a nice bike." But
Hmm.
If you actually see the Kawasaki 300, if you take out the engine, there is absolutely nothing more than
Hmm.
a commuter.
Hmm. Moreover, we are
Even
the
though
Ninja, the Ninja branding.
the branding, that is what
Hmm.
I'm saying. The
Hmm.
branding is greatly effective for
Hmm.
these particular brands.
Hmm.
So that is the main reason. Even though Kawasaki charges, exorbitant price to people
Hmm.
for service,
Hmm.
and there have been multiple complaints about it. You can search online and you can, you
Hmm.
know, find a lot of cases reported
Hmm.
in India alone.
Hmm.
For oil change and all, they'll charge some 9,000 or 11,000 rupees
Hmm.
just for an oil change.
That's bad.
Yeah. So things like this happen. I
Hmm.
understand it's not the brand,
Hmm.
it's the service dealer.
Hmm.
But the brand is anyway getting the money. So don't really care.
Hmm. Moreover, I think that they get the pricing right in the higher segments.
If you see in the higher segments, most of the bikes cost the same, except for the
Hmm.
ZX10R, which was launched in 2019,
Hmm.
which was introduced for 12.6 lakhs or something,
Yeah, but it's the the
because it was made
most affordable liter class bike you
liter
can buy in
class bike.
India.
Yes, yes. But then again, you have to also see that was the oldest liter class bike actually available internationally as well,
Hmm.
with absolutely nothing in it.
Hmm.
No proper electronics. I mean, no modern electronics. There were electronics, of
Hmm.
course, they have to be.
Hmm.
Performance isn't that great either if you compare it to other liter class bikes, the
Hmm.
competition,
Hmm.
and it was heavy.
Really heavy.
Things like these, yeah, made sure they could sell it, and localized parts. So
Hmm.
yeah, they would be cheap.
Hmm. So, what is the best liter class bike available in the market right now in India?
It would probably be the, I don't know if the M1000 has been launched in India, but if you ask me, it would either be the M1000 or the Ducati V4 uh, R, because
Hmm.
these are the two top motorcycles in the world right now,
Hmm.
which are available in India as well. You
Hmm.
cannot beat these motorcycles at any cost. Like, take it to the track, it will make you happy, fastest lap time.
Hmm.
Ride it in the city, most comfortable.
Hmm. And
Engine power maximum.
and those winglets on the Panigale V4, if you would have seen those,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
those are great
look.
because they
Hmm.
need downforce.
Hmm.
And I feel that 2018 Panigale was more, 2019 was better than 2020,
Hmm.
because 2019 was more rough kind of
Hmm.
a motorcycle. 2020 was like little softer.
Hmm.
Not the V4R, I'm talking about the V4S and the
Hmm.
V4.
Hmm.
But it also allowed the rider to ride much faster on the track.
Hmm.
So that is what happened. And I like more hardcore bikes, but these are of course hardcore, but as compared to their older versions, they are not. But if
Hmm.
you ask me still which one to buy, I would go buy these if I had the money. And honestly, these bikes cost a lot,
Hmm.
right? And if something goes wrong, generally it's covered under warranty. If not, you will have to
Hmm.
pay a lot of money. It's very simple
Hmm.
maths.
Hmm.
You paid 5 crore for a Rolls Royce, you can't expect the logo to be say 5,000 rupees. It will be something 50, 60, 70,000 rupees.
Hmm.
So you buy a 25 to 30 lakh rupees motorcycle, you cannot expect a switch to cost you 500 rupees.
Hmm.
They would cost you something around 7, 8, 9, 10,000, 12,000.
Hmm. Easily.
Yeah.
Moreover, these bikes come with huge maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance in
Hmm.
the sense,
Hmm.
you have to get the proper services done, and the
Hmm.
services are not cheap.
Hmm.
Parts are expensive because they are not
Hmm.
made in India.
Hmm.
That is for a fact that all these, and uh, Japan, it's like those bikes are produced in such markets where there are a lot of uh, you know
Hmm.
it's commercialized and they make a lot of parts.
Hmm.
In Europe, it's not like that. So it's
Hmm.
very basic understanding why things cost a lot in Europe and not in the third world, right?
Hmm.
So third world countries are much less expensive to live in than Europe. So that's the same reason why things made in Europe cost a lot more when exported to other
Hmm.
countries.
Hmm.
So that's the main reason why they are expensive to maintain.
Also, where they had been a misconception that when you buy, a liter class bike, it's just a one time thing, that that you have to pay 20 lakhs and then the maintenance is really low. But
No,
it's
no,
not.
no. It goes the same way for
Hmm,
car as well.
hmm,
You can buy a car. Buying a Mercedes is not a big deal for many in India,
hmm,
but to maintain it is a big deal.
hmm,
I had read in 2011 or 12 that
hmm,
somebody had a BMW 5 Series,
hmm,
and they broke a cyclist broke the mirror,
hmm.
the ORVM, right
Hmm.
side. That costed 74,000 rupees.
Oh,
I think you can check that out on Team BHP as well.
hmm. That's a
So
lot of money.
yeah, you spend 35 lakhs and suddenly someone says, okay, give me 74,000 because some cyclist broke your mirror. You would probably go mad
Hmm,
thinking, okay, something's really wrong with BMW. But no, that is how the things are. To import that one part,
hmm,
they have to pay a lot of duties, and because the part cost itself is more in Europe,
hmm,
they pay 3, 400, 600 for a service, $600 or euros for a service for a small bike.
hmm,
$300.
hmm,
$300 or euros in India is all about 20, 25, 30,000 rupees.
hmm,
They pay 100. I know for a fact that BMW charges 100 euros for one single disc plate for the G310R
hmm,
in Europe. I think it's 100 or 200, not
hmm,
200, 150, something like that.
hmm,
The same disc costs around, I think, 17, 1800 in India
hmm.
in INR. See the difference. One is like 10,000, and
Ah,
for us it's like 2,000,
it's really low
because it
for
was
us.
yeah, because it was made here.
Hmm.
Imagine importing that from Germany for the S1000RR. That will cost you 25, 30,000 rupees.
Won't make sense.
Yeah.
Hmm. Bia, do you think that Aprilia scooters are overpriced? The SR160 and all these scooters go up to prices in lakhs.
Yeah, I know, I know. They
Hmm.
are costing almost 1.5 lakhs, 1.6 lakhs on road right now.
For a
I
scooter.
definitely feel, yeah, see, it's not about for a scooter.
Hmm.
A scooter can be like 5 lakhs also. There are multiple motor
Hmm.
scooters which are very
Hmm.
expensive outside India,
Hmm.
right? But it all depends on how the company sees their product as, and how many people are ready to buy it. Because
Hmm.
there are people buying Vespas and Aprilias, no?
Hmm.
Why not?
Hmm.
People are ready to shell out money. Why not sell them?
Hmm.
I told you one thing:
Hmm.
companies are not here for charity.
Yeah. Companies are
They are
not.
getting their profit. They will earn it.
Hmm.
It all depends on the customer to say yes or no.
Hmm.
Nothing more than that.
Hmm. And if the
And yes, I
customers.
feel they are definitely overpriced. They
Hmm.
could have reduced the price a lot more, but they did not.
Hmm.
But what can we do? We can
Hmm.
probably ask, if somebody makes a 150cc scooter, say if TVS makes a 150cc scooter, I
Hmm.
can write and give it to you. Nobody will buy it
Why?
because it's a TVS. It's not an
Oh,
Aprilia
brand.
brand.
Brand matters.
Yeah, it does in India especially.
In India, the value of the
Other,
badge is much more.
yeah, you tell me why Maruti Suzuki cars sell so much, even though
Hmm.
they are unsafe. They
Unsafe
they are
AF.
like 5 times less safer than say a Tata motor car, which has five
Hmm.
star rating.
Hmm.
Let's say five times. I don't know how many times that is, but
Hmm.
one is 5 star, one is 1 star, 0 star. But
Hmm.
0 star sells much more than the 5 star car sells. Why?
Hmm.
It's the brand.
Hmm. Maruti Suzuki
It's
has just
basically the brand.
fan. That fan following, that brand following.
Yeah.
If you go
People
to
think, oh,
an
Maruti Lunga.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you
I
go
will
to
be
any
happy if I buy a
typical,
Maruti.
if you go to any typical Indian uncle, they would be like, "Beta Maruti le le, beta Maruti le le, Maruti
Yeah.
lenge."
Yeah.
That's
So
the
because
mindset.
service backup,
Hmm.
they have a service center, I think, in every 5 kilometers or even lesser than that.
Hmm. Moreover, even in the remotest place of India, like the villages and the outskirts, you would still manage to
You will
get a
get.
mechanic who would be able to repair your car if it's a Maruti.
I know. I
Hmm.
know.
That's the thing.
See, I will not say he will be able to repair the modern cars, but
Huh.
he will get the parts. You will somehow get the
Hmm.
parts available there.
Hmm. Now, Bhaiya, tell us something about your first. racing experience? In which year was it, and how did it feel?
It was in 2013.
Hmm.
Felt great.
Hmm.
I started racing. I did not, what I know today, I did not know that much back then. But one advantage was I was much thinner.
Hmm.
I was 60 kilos and I was all fit. So I
Hmm.
could, race faster. Now that I feel that, I could have gone even quicker if I was thinner now.
Hmm.
So back then things were very different. Motorsport was not as famous. Tracks were very weird and dirty.
Hmm.
Not much safety regulations. There were, but it was not as much as what we have
Hmm.
today.
Hmm.
Bikes were weird. 180cc bikes
Hmm.
running, no fairings. No, not fairings. Like plastic fiber fairings, and it was different from what we
Hmm.
get now. It was a great experience. I learned a lot, and from then I started to learn and gather more attention. I started paying more attention towards bikes as well.
Hmm.
And then I learned, okay, we can have the cheap thrills
Hmm.
by buying a bike. My
Hmm.
bike can do 0 to 100 in around 6 seconds.
Hmm.
To buy a 6 second car, you know how much money I have to spend, right?
Probably about
So
10
that
times more than the one you spend on your bike. 10 times or
correct,
30, 40 times. Who knows? In India, especially.
correct, correct. So I can have the cheap thrills, so why not? My
Hmm.
experience was great. And then I realized that okay, I can do much better after a period of time, because I realized that my skills have obviously developed slowly over the years. It's been so many years that
Hmm.
skills develop for everybody.
Hmm.
I'm not saying I'm the only one. I'm Rossi of India or anything or Marquez of India,
Hmm.
but skills develop
Hmm.
when you practice one thing again and again
Hmm.
and again. If you
Hmm.
practice one thing 10,000 times, you will be a master at it.
Hmm.
So I practiced again and again and again. I understood how the bike behaves, how different bikes behave on the track.
Hmm.
What are the differences between the bikes? Then you start slowly, when you are confident enough, you start
Hmm.
feeling all the differences, like what the tires are doing, what
Hmm.
suspension setting should be done, and
Hmm.
how your handle is moving around, how
Hmm.
you need to brake, where you need to
Hmm.
brake, which gear, if you can
Hmm.
take the corner faster,
Hmm.
if you can do better, like
Hmm.
you have an idea, you get an
Hmm.
idea.
Hmm.
So things change over the years, but yeah, I'm working on myself right now to reduce the weight. I will probably have lost around 7 more kilos
Hmm.
by uh, March end.
Hmm.
So I should be 60.
All the best, Bhaiya,
So
for
let's
that.
thank you.
Now, Bhaiya, what are your views on the Bajaj Triumph partnership?
Sounds great, but we aren't seeing anything
Hmm.
because of COVID. And I have heard that they are going to just make a cruiser kind of a motorcycle initially, and it's not a Bajaj marked vehicle. It will be a
Hmm.
Triumph marked vehicle. And
Hmm.
Bajaj is not going to make anything out of it as of now,
Hmm.
is what I have read and understood. But
Hmm.
let's see, it's a great thing to have,
Hmm.
but Bajaj is kind of a dicey company, is
Hmm.
what I understand in terms of, say, part quality
Hmm.
and the quality of materials that they choose.
Hmm.
So I hope Triumph, continues with their, quality, whatever they produce. Because see, Triumph had design flaws in the past,
Hmm.
because it's a British company after all. So British engineering is known for that. So,
Hmm.
but they fixed it. If
Hmm.
you see the plastics, the way the things are welded now on
Hmm.
their bikes, they're absolutely amazing.
Hmm.
But I hope they continue that, because if you see the build quality of any Bajaj bike, it's not great. Being
Hmm.
very honest and
Hmm.
on the face, it's not great.
Hmm.
If you ask me to choose a TVS bike and a KTM bike or a Bajaj bike, I will definitely choose the TVS. And it's not something of a mystery.
Hmm.
You can definitely go to the showroom,
Hmm.
see the bike side by side, and then you can decide. People call me very biased towards many things,
Hmm.
but I cannot ignore these facts. These
Hmm.
facts are very clearly kept in front of me.
Hmm.
And I cannot just say, okay, this is better just because I want to make somebody happy.
Hmm.
I'm a very fact based person. I
Hmm.
don't care about
Hmm.
what others have to say.
Hmm.
If this is a fact, this is a fact,
Hmm. Moreover,
right?
where you
So
say
just think,
things based on your experience.
experience plus what my I observe.
Hmm.
I generally don't argue with somebody unless and
Hmm.
until I have you know observed it properly, or I have made
Hmm.
a note of it, or I
Hmm.
know that this is the thing. If I don't know, I'll generally keep quiet and learn and
Hmm.
listen and understand, okay, what this person is trying
Hmm.
to say. Because as I said, knowledge is something that you can gather from anybody.
Hmm.
And it's absolutely not necessary to argue with everyone. I have had multiple arguments in the past, you know, as well. But then again, I realized that, you know, there's no point trying to
Hmm.
explain to somebody who is very adamant to think that, you know, I am biased and they are not,
Hmm.
and whatever they're saying is correct.
Hmm.
Because I can give you multiple proofs of the same thing that I'm talking about, but if I ask them for a proof, they will not be able to do it.
Hmm.
And I'm not talking about proofs like YouTube drag race videos. I'm talking about proper VBox test results.
Hmm.
So things like that.
Hmm. Yeah, what I am expecting from the Bajaj Triumph, the partnership, that there will be some technology transfer from Triumph to Bajaj, and that will ultimately
See
make their
that
products better.
that will definitely be there.
Hmm.
Bajaj, see again, Bajaj is not doing this for charity.
Hmm.
They are doing this
Business.
for profit, and they are doing it for business and to grow.
Hmm.
The biggest bike Bajaj makes is a 400cc, 370cc Dominar, which is basically a KTM.
Hmm.
Now, what is the next step?
Hmm.
They can bring a KTM, but KTM doesn't really have anything in the mid range right now.
Hmm.
They only have the 890,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So they want the Triumph Bajaj to work, and they will gather knowledge and all the know-how of
Hmm.
Triumph, and then slowly, make their own bikes
Hmm.
out of it.
Now, Bhaiya, can you give us all an insight into all the vehicles that you own, all the cars and the bikes?
Right. So currently, I have a RR310 BS4.
Hmm.
I have a Tata Nexon XZ Plus petrol 1.2 turbo.
Hmm.
I have a Fiat Linea 1.3 multijet, a diesel Emotion Plus,
Hmm.
and I have a Ford EcoSport EcoBoost S
Hmm.
Titanium S
Hmm.
currently. So these are the four things that I currently have: one bike and three cars.
Lots of vehicles.
That's that happens, I guess, in a family. When you live together, you tend to buy things,
Hmm.
and it has always been a dream that
Hmm.
when I grow up, when I start earning, I'll definitely buy the car I want.
Hmm.
And my parents very well knew about it, and they never said no to it. They said,
Hmm.
okay, buy whatever you want. It's
That's the
your
best
money.
thing. Hmm.
Choose wisely. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I thought, okay, I will buy the EcoBoost S for
Hmm.
sure,
Hmm.
because that engine is going to be discontinued,
Hmm.
and that is a 6 speed, 1 liter turbo,
Hmm.
amazing engine.
Hmm.
I did not want to take any kind of risk. I probably bought the last model that was available in India in
Hmm.
white color.
Hmm.
So I picked the last car from Chennai plant, which was available in white
Hmm.
before the BS6 transition happened.
Hmm. Okay, Bhaiya. So now you are a one make winner RTR 180 in 2013, and you won the Apache Racing Experience in 2019. So Bhaiya,
That's right.
how long did it take you to become so good to win competitions like this, and what were the hurdles along the way?
See, I never rode to win.
Hmm.
I always rode to have fun.
Hmm.
I wanted to ride more and more of my bike. I wanted to ride faster. I wanted to push the bike
Hmm.
and myself
Hmm.
to the very extreme edge to see and to find the limits of the bike.
Hmm.
Because when you buy a bike, people think maxing out the bike in a straight line is the max of the bike. Is not.
Hmm.
That's not correct.
Hmm.
When you corner, you realize that, oh my god, this bike has so much more potential than I actually thought.
Hmm.
And as I had the 180 RTR back then,
Hmm.
I used to push the bike so hard. I never fell from that bike, by the way.
Hmm.
I pushed it as hard as possible, and it always felt like the bike kept saying, ki, okay, are you done? Is that it? Is that all you have got?
Hmm.
So I kept going faster and faster and faster, unless and until they actually told, okay, stop now, Jishnu, that's done.
Hmm.
You're like, qualifying is over. That's done.
Hmm.
You have to stop this lap. I said, oh, I was having just so much fun, because you come into a flow when you start going
Hmm.
fast.
Hmm. And you start communicating with your bike.
Yeah, you communicate a lot with your
Hmm.
bike. So you start communicating a lot more, you learn a lot more about the bike itself,
Hmm.
and then you realize that okay, this bike, it has a lot more potential than I actually thought it might have.
Hmm.
Because most of the people think, as I told you before as well, that if I reach the top speed, that is the max of the bike, but that is not even closest, or you're not even remotely close to
Hmm.
what the bike can offer.
Hmm.
Getting a
Now.
knee down is
Hmm.
a that very few people understand in India, because not everyone gets it right.
Hmm.
Most of them think I'm doing it, but it's a different thing altogether.
Hmm.
But when you actually get the knee down, you realize, oh my god, this is the whole world together.
Hmm. Now, here, if we talk about the Indian car market, specifically the affordable one, it's getting very crowded with cars. So, should
Mhm.
manufacturer still keep launching cars for this segment, or should manufacturers focus on the upper segments?
We need good sedans.
Hmm.
Our market, like I myself have bought two pseudo SUVs,
Hmm.
right? Just because the roads are bad.
Hmm.
But if I had a good sedan for that price,
Hmm.
I would think about it at least. This time I
Hmm.
did not even think, because my Linea is old,
Hmm.
right? And the car is amazing, but I want something which is higher.
Hmm.
And talking about something in the higher segment, which price range are you talking about? Because a bloody Honda City costs 17.5 lakhs today, right? And the
Hmm.
Volkswagen Vento costs 17.5 lakhs. Verna costs almost 18 lakhs in Bangalore.
Hmm.
And I'm baffled to even understand. A Kia Sonnet
Hmm.
DCT, I guess,
Hmm.
costs around 16 lakh rupees. It's a subcompact pseudo SUV which
Agree.
cannot even off road, which can't go fast at the first
Hmm.
place. 16 lakhs for that. And it's not the road tax at the first place, it's
Hmm.
about the car's price. Have you
Hmm.
seen how the i20 has been priced?
Yeah, it's a hatchback and it has been priced like an SUV, some compact
Exactly,
SUV.
exactly.
And Hyundai is saying
Yeah,
that it's premium. It's premium.
see, that's the thing. Hyundai
Hmm.
has the fan base now.
Hmm.
They have the customer base. They can do it.
Hmm.
Now, watch the Tata Safari being launched, and the day it's launched,
Hmm.
people will say it's overpriced. I know for a fact it's not even launched. I know
Hmm.
they are crying now just because it's called Tata Safari and not Gravitas already.
Hmm.
They want four-wheel drive. They want transfer case and all that. But you
Hmm.
ask them, how many of you will actually buy the car? One out of 10,000 max.
Hmm.
So Tata cannot risk for that one person to, like 500 crores for that one
Hmm.
person, right?
Hmm.
And developing a car is no joke.
Hmm.
They spend anywhere from around 500 crores to 1,500,
Hmm.
2,000 crores.
Hmm.
Who will pay for that R&D cost? If the cars don't sell, who will pay
Hmm.
for it?
Hmm.
The company has to, right?
Hmm.
So right now the prices we have reached the saturation point of prices. Now
Hmm.
we need good products,
Hmm.
which will, you don't have to make something like an Abarth. Make
Hmm.
something which is actually good.
Hmm.
Altro's great design, great space, great interiors, and all that.
Hmm.
Touchscreen is shit, okay, I understand, but you take the engine of that
Hmm.
1.2 petrol, not
Hmm.
the turbo.
Hmm.
It's lackluster. It's
Hmm.
it's very bad.
Hmm.
Why? I don't understand.
Hmm.
Like they did not have a great engine, but you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Hmm.
i20 could have been launched for a great price.
Hmm.
We know for a fact that those cars are not well built,
Hmm.
and I can't even guarantee that that car will actually pass the crash global NCAP crash tests,
Hmm.
because Kia being the more expensive, counterpart of Hyundai,
Hmm.
launched a car in India which scored only 3 star in the
Hmm.
global NCAP,
Hmm.
the Seltos.
Hmm.
Imagine what the i20 will do.
Hmm.
So we need good cars. We don't
Hmm.
need cars which are priced higher. We need good cars and
Hmm.
the prices to be back to what normal people can afford.
Hmm. And we are moreover, before this seven-seater Gravitas, which is now the Harrier, which is now the Safari, was going to be launched, people started making, meme out of it, that what Safari used to be and what it is now. What it is now, what it is now.
See, there will always be
Hmm.
haters.
Hmm.
You can't shut them down. The
Hmm.
best part is to ignore them.
Hmm.
Those haters are the same people who go and buy cars like, how do I explain? I cannot take any names, but they buy the cars they shouldn't buy. But if you ask them to buy a good car, they will say, no, I cannot afford. That's why it's a bad car. And they
Hmm.
will make memes on it.
Hmm.
And what's the point?
Hmm.
I've seen people comment Safari. Why did they use the Safari name? And then I saw what is he actually driving? Renault Quid.
Hmm.
I'm like, really, dude? You want to comment on the Safari, but you can the max you can actually. I'm not talking about anyone's how do I say reach or earning or the status,
Hmm.
but I cannot. I myself who owns an eco sport can't say the Rolls Royce Phantom is a bad car because it's a bad car. I can't say that. I can't even afford it.
Hmm.
Right? You know what I'm
Hmm.
trying to say, right?
क्या भैया?
So
Moreover,
I cannot say.
hmm, people don't
Yeah,
understand
go
the
ahead.
marketing side of things. Like Ford used the Mustang badge to market the Mackie, and then people started hating on Ford for using that Mustang badge for the Mackie.
Exactly.
And the same thing is happening with the
See,
Safari. Like
yeah,
it's
and
it's a marketing move.
it's a marketing move, and
Hmm.
why not?
Why not? Simple.
200 people are criticizing. They are
Hmm.
not seeing the bigger picture in which 2 lakh people are rather impressed.
Hmm.
These people who criticize the worlds are very small. They see a very small picture, but if you
Hmm.
see in a work in a company, you will realize how big the actual world is.
Hmm.
They said the same thing. Why was Apache RR310 not named Akula? Dude, Akula name is not known by many people.
Hmm.
Apache name is known by multiple people, lakhs,
Hmm.
crores of people.
Hmm.
So that is marketing, nothing
Hmm.
else.
Because when a
And
company has already, that a marketing base or a fan base regarding one of their brand names, it helps boost them sales of a new product.
definitely. And
Hmm.
what's up with the name? Will you buy the car looking at the name, or will
Hmm.
you buy the car looking at the car?
Hmm.
If you don't like the name, remove the badge. It's not like they have embossed it on the bumper with the silencer, right?
Hmm.
If you don't like it, remove it. Put whatever you
Hmm.
want. Many people do it. Land Rover, right? On so many cars, Land Rover, on Hyundai uh, cars, and even I think on Tata cars also.
Hmm. I saw the
Put it.
Land Rover badge on a espresso.
Yeah, Land Rover Espresso. Okay, I like it. I have put it. So go ahead. Nobody is saying no. Free.
Hmm. And where people start hating on the Harrier, and people start hating on the Safari, the new seven-seater Harrier, that it will not be capable off road. It will not be capable of off road. But we are less than 1% people will actually take it off road.
I'm saying less than 0.1% will take it to off road.
Mhm.
If you want, how many people did buy Thar for off roading purpose? Show me how many. Out of the number of cars sold in
Hmm.
India in December,
Hmm.
can you tell me the percentage of people who bought the Thar 4 into 4 off roading vehicle just for off roading?
Hmm.
Nobody.
Hmm.
Few people did who had other cars and bought this as a second or a third vehicle.
Hmm.
As a primary car, why do you want 4 into 4 for a city where you
Hmm.
are going 20 kilometers per hour?
Hmm.
See, there can be needs.
Hmm.
I understand. Okay, I want a car 4
Hmm.
into 4. Look elsewhere.
Hmm.
Tata is not forcing you to buy. Okay, you want Gravitas, you like it somehow, but you don't see 4 into 4. That's why you're criticizing. I understand.
Hmm.
But saying it will be a fail because it doesn't have 4 into 4 does not
Hmm.
make any sense.
Hmm.
That only means that you like the car, but you somehow want to hate it.
Hmm.
Like,
because
oh shit.
because it hasn't got the features or the the comforts which which you like.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. That's why they're
It's
rating.
Tata cannot make everyone happy. Nobody can make
Hmm.
everyone happy.
Yeah, bhaiya.
Michael Jackson couldn't make everyone happy, right?
Hmm. No, bhaiya.
People are annoyed with God. Leave
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
No, bhaiya, if we look to the parallel side of things, we have the Nissan Magnite, which is a compact SUV that has been priced like a hatchback. So, bhaiya, what do you think about that?
Okay.
Nissan's attempt to
What
revive themselves in India.
what basically are compact SUVs? They are raised hatchbacks itself. Even my EcoSport is based on a Fiesta, which is a hatchback.
Hmm.
Tata Nexon is also a hatchback only.
Hmm.
Kia Sonet is also
Hmm.
a hatchback.
Hmm.
Hyundai Venue is also a hatchback.
Hmm.
This one is also a quid platform based hatchback raised
Hmm.
to have more ground clearance.
Hmm.
They did a very good step. I
Hmm.
don't mind that interior.
Hmm.
It might not be as classy.
Hmm.
Might not be say Kia Motors, but they're not charging 16 lakhs for it
Hmm.
either, right?
Hmm. Yeah, bhaiya.
They're giving you a petrol turbo CVT for I
Hmm.
think 7.69 lakhs or something,
Yeah, bhaiya. That's the ex showroom price.
ex showroom price.
Ex showroom price in
Same
Delhi.
price. Yeah, correct.
Hmm.
So you show me the same car in Delhi in Kia Sonet. You see the price difference. Can you justify the Kia?
Hmm.
You can't.
It's 4 lakh expensive. 4 lakhs more.
Four, much more expensive.
Hmm.
Not four.
Hmm.
It will be much more expensive.
Hmm.
Can you justify actual price? No, you
No.
cannot.
Hmm.
Nissan did it because this is make or break for them.
Hmm. They are dying, and this car might just be the last one that would save them from leaving India.
Correct.
Hmm. And
And
it's
it is
safe as
actually
well.
helping. Yeah, 4-star
4
rating
stars,
in
4
I
stars.
think
NCAP,
yeah
NCAP, Asian NCAP.
NCAP, but in Asian NCAP,
Hmm.
not bad at all.
Hmm. Safe F.
If
Safe
someone says
AF.
only 4-star, you might have to probably remind them that the best of the best cars that they say is three star,
Hmm.
for which you pay 22.5 lakhs in Bangalore. The Kia
Hmm.
Seltos
Hmm.
GTX 1.4 DCD.
Hmm. Even before we the Seltos was launched, people were like, "It's built like a tank." And when the results came out, 3 stars, people went silent.
Yeah, that is what the
Hmm.
usual haters and the fanboys generally do. Indian fanboys are like that. You can't help it. They will never accept it. Okay, there is a mistake. Fine.
Hmm.
Fanboy means, see, fanboy is being a fan of a brand
Hmm.
by accepting the truths.
Hmm.
In India, is being a fan of a brand no matter what happens.
Hmm.
That is something very wrong.
Hmm. They won't accept the
That
flaws, nothing.
nothing. I'll tell you, Tata fanboys these days.
Huh.
You ask them, why is the engine so bad on the Altroz 1.2? Safety 5-star, bro. Bro, I'm asking about
Design.
the engine. Safety,
Design good, bro.
design is so good. Huh? Why is the touchscreen so small? 5-star safety, bro. Like, dude, I'm asking about the touchscreen. Why
Hmm.
is it so laggy? Why
Hmm.
is it so small? It's not legible in
Hmm.
direct sunlight. Why? No,
Hmm.
bro, 5-star rating. This is their answer.
Even
Correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah, even I am a Bugatti fanboy, but I know the flaws that the company has. I know the cars that they make and the flaws they have when compared to their competitors like Koenigsegg. I accept it. Like being a fanboy, but an aware one who is aware.
Correct. You need
That's
to be
the thing.
aware of what exactly is happening, why it happened.
Hmm.
See, there are times when there are issues because of vendors as well.
Hmm.
So we understand it was not a design fault, or
Hmm.
it was not their fault, but
Hmm.
it happened. What to do?
Hmm.
We know about it.
Hmm.
These are like design flaws.
Hmm.
The dials on the Nexon are not legible
Hmm.
properly. There is facelift, the one I have digital, because
Hmm.
at night you can't see the numbers well. Not
Hmm.
the center one, the RPM and the temperature and all that, because those are not backlight
Hmm.
enabled.
Hmm.
So they glow, but the sides don't glow. You can't see anything.
Hmm.
I asked some other guy, they said, no, bro, you bought a 5-star car and you are talking like this. I also have, I can see. I said, how can you see, man? It's not even lit up. How will you see it? Show me.
Hmm.
Then when I actually asked him, okay, show me. Then he said, yeah, even I can't see. I said, why can't you just accept? Stop
Hmm.
saying 5-star safety for everything.
Hmm.
Mar- uh, See, previously Maruti fanboys were like this. Now Tata fanboys come up with 5-star in everything.
Hmm.
Every argument you speak to them, like, dude, I also have a Nexon XZ
Hmm.
Plus with 5-star safety, but I'm not going around beating around the bush saying it has a bad touchscreen because it has 5-star safety,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So people need to to understand. They have to
Hmm.
agree to whatever flaws it has and then
Hmm.
move on with it
Hmm.
and give the feedback to the company and that okay, you have to fix this,
Hmm.
make it the better product. Otherwise, see, if the fans are
Hmm.
not good critics,
Hmm.
companies will not be able to make good products.
Hmm.
Just because, I'll give you an example. Just because Maruti Suzuki
Hmm.
does not get proper feedback, they are continuously building such cars. Show me one enthusiast who actually wants to buy a Maruti car.
No one.
Nobody.
Hmm.
Why? If their cars are so good,
Hmm.
50% people are buying it. I agree.
Hmm.
But why are the people who love cars, who
Hmm.
know, who are aware of the facts, not buying Maruti?
Hmm.
You get all that bling and all that, but you know,
Hmm.
basic there are flaws which are not visible from the outside, but
Hmm.
they are inside,
And where the
right?
feedback will be given by the customers in the form of sales number, but their sales number are just keeping, like, they are just rising and rising, so they are like, well, the feedback
They
is
are
great.
always high.
Hmm.
Yeah, see again.
Hmm.
Maruti is not running a charity. They are earning money. They are least
Hmm.
bothered about
Hmm.
customers. Let them buy. They are not saying anything. Why should we
Hmm.
bother? Let them.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know. 20,000 units of Swift Desires a month.
A month, yeah.
How many? What is the crash test rating of that?
Zero, way zero, zero or one maybe.
But it's selling, right?
Yeah.
Wagoner, 15,000 units a month. What's the crash test? We know for a fact it will score zero.
Hmm.
Then why is it
Hmm.
selling?
Hmm. I have actually
First of all,
seen Wagner, on the highway. It just, like, it almost feels like it's just going to topple off the next moment.
topple. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I had a Wagoner,
Hmm.
2002 VXI,
Hmm.
the original
Hmm.
1061cc four
Hmm.
cylinder engine,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So that car was much better than what we get now.
Hmm.
So that's the thing. People don't give proper feedback, and hence we get such cars. If
Hmm.
we ever got better feedback, if they got better feedback, they would give us, better cars.
Hmm. Now, Bhaiya, the last question is, recently you would have saw the DC fraud. DC,
Yeah,
Dilip Chabria got arrested for that Avanti scam which he did. What are your
right.
opinions on that?
First of all, like, see, there's no opinion about it. It's a fraud. It's
Hmm.
not like I would say no, he didn't do it, and it's not about an opinion. It's about
Hmm.
a fact which
Hmm.
happened.
Hmm.
I wouldn't reach to such conclusions because it is still under progress, and everyone is doing their own investigations and trying to find out what exactly went wrong.
Hmm.
However, few things were caught, like the same car was registered in the name of two people, one
Hmm.
in Tamil Nadu, one in Gurgaon.
Hmm.
The one who was caught in Tamil Nadu was the actual owner, but the other person on whose name it was registered were DC himself, like
Hmm.
in his office name.
Hmm.
So these things are wrong. You
Hmm.
can't cheat customers who are actually you can't cheat people who are giving you the business, and
Hmm.
that is what he did, and he's paying the price for that.
Hmm. So, Bhaiya,
But
do
I
you
would
think?
still, reserve my comments till
Hmm.
everything is cleared. Because
Hmm.
see, these things we can't tell anything
Ah.
more than this.
Hmm.
We can
Hmm.
discuss it, say unofficially, but end of the day, what is it going to give you? Nothing. I would
Hmm.
just, you know, say that none of the citizens of this country should do this
Hmm.
because this is illegal,
Hmm.
and you're not causing harm to them. You're causing harm to yourself. He's in jail, not the person who bought the car, right?
Hmm.
Even Kapil Sharma lost, I think, 7 crores
Hmm.
for vanity van
Hmm.
from Delhi, from DC.
DC. Hmm.
Yes. Now he's saying, okay, I have given 7 crores. Where is my vanity van?
Hmm.
He's in jail. Where's your vanity van? In heavens.
Now, Bhaiya, do you have a few parting words for the audience?
I would just say that ride safe, drive safe,
Hmm.
buy good cars,
Hmm.
buy good bikes, wear
Hmm.
helmet, wear
Hmm.
seatbelt.
Hmm.
These are important things in life. You don't race on the road. If you want to
Hmm.
race,
Hmm.
go to the racetrack,
Hmm.
bring out the animal new, but not on the roads because it's
Hmm.
pointless.
Hmm.
Because there are so many accidents which are caused just because, some friend of yours would have said, "अरे क्या
Hmm.
तेज चलाता है, मजा आ गया,"
Hmm.
और तेज चला के दिखा. That's not needed.
Hmm.
We all drive fast at
Hmm.
times, but you don't risk only your life, but you're risking somebody else's life as well.
Hmm. Don't be
So
a
at the end
chapri on
of
the
the day,
road.
don't be a chapri on the road, please. Wear proper gear, wear proper
Hmm.
shoes,
Hmm.
and then I have not learned the hard way because I was educated enough,
Hmm.
but I have seen people learn the hard way, and I know many people who lost their lives. I know
Hmm.
many people who were close to me lost their lives. My college friends,
Hmm.
because they were not wearing helmets,
Hmm.
and they had Pulsar 220s, and they were doing chaprigiri, and
Hmm.
at
Hmm.
the end of the day they lost their lives,
Hmm.
which caused a huge you know caveat in their whole life and their parents' life.
Hmm.
So that is something I would say: be responsible, be
Hmm.
safe during Corona as well.
Hmm.
Wear mask. Let's say everything is sorted and we can go back to where we belong to very soon.
Yes, Via. So, Vaya, thank you for being on the podcast. It was great having you.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
longest till
Thank you
date.
for inviting.
It's the
Oh,
longest
is
till
it?
date. Yeah, Via. It's the longest till date. It's like
Great.
double the podcast I have ever done before.
That's great, man.
Hmm. And the time just
Anyway,
flew by with you.
I know.
Hmm. It feels
Anyway,
like
we can
I
catch
just
up some
started
other day
talking.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is always the case when we discuss things that we like with same kind of people, same minded people. It
Hmm.
time just flies by.
Hmm. It feels like I just started talking to you 5 minutes ago and now it's 1.5 hours already.
All right.
Thank you, Via.
Anyway,
Bye.
so welcome. Thanks for inviting. Catch up with you in the next one.
Thank you, Via.